Yo, guys, Winter House Gaming Podcast. What's going on? What's going on? How you doing?
What's
The first time I
what
hit the
up?
button, it did not work. The second time I hit the button, I think it worked, maybe?
Can someone confirm if we're live?
Yes, I did something a little bit different this morning. Tonight. Sorry, it's not this morning. Tonight.
That's
so
what's different about it.
That's what.
It's not the morning, it's night.
That's what's so incredibly unique. All right, so guys, how's it going? How's everybody feeling?
All right.
I am feeling incredibly exhausted.
Incredibly
but
exhausted.
I
Okay.
am here.
Okay. Yep. That's good, man. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're exhausted.
Thanks, Eric.
I'm not so sure. I'm
problem.
glad that you're exhausted, but
Oh boy.
you know, it does keep you down at kind of a relatively simple level for sure. You know?
Simple is one word for it.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure we're all always at a simple level.
That's right.
If,
I feel simple.
That's right. So we are getting damn close to the new gen consoles being released. Like so incredibly close.
A week close.
Yeah, we're a week from PlayStation 5. We are 5 days from Xbox Series X. Are we fucking hyped or what?
yeah, I mean,
I would be more hyped if I knew I had a pre-order secured. It all comes down to basically the coming morning for me.
I get that. But even the thought of them coming out, isn't that still exciting though? Like,
well, yeah, easy for you to say since you have a pre-order secure.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
oh
no,
god,
yeah,
you keep
I'm
attacking me
excited.
for that. You keep fucking attacking me for
attack.
You know how many
No,
people
It's only
are
No,
doing
it's
fair,
that?
cool.
though.
I'm happy for you that you have one secured. No,
That's all
I'm
I asked
excited
for.
too. I'm excited. I have Spider-Man and Demon Souls both pre-ordered.
Right.
I'm excited to drink heavily and try to put the PS5 discs in my PS4 and cry when they don't work. So that's gonna be
Yep. Hey.
fun. It's gonna be a good time.
I will at least be able to do that if I don't get a PS5.
Yeah.
Are you really
You know,
Wait, are you really going to try that? That's not going to fuck it up, right?
it's a fucking disc, Dave. Like it's
It's a Blu-ray disc.
I don't know, man. I'd be so worried. I'd be
Well,
so worried spending like $70 or $50 and
Yeah. How smart are you with technology? And you, oh no, is a laser going to
Fucking
hurt the
laser
disc?
beams.
Oh god,
Yeah.
beams.
I know. I would just get so worried about
technology
something
has
like
barely changed in the past 30 years.
that. Yeah. Damn it. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to throw an M2 in there.
This is-
like the first second I get.
Yeah.
First second I get to purchase one that's not $800 or even $200. I'd like to keep it around the 160 range. That would be kind of nice.
Right.
So, what are you going to do
This
though?
is definitely the 75% of Winter House Gaming Attacks Dave podcast.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what's gonna happen, I guess. But I'm gonna tell you what, I still think, okay, even with, hear me out though, even with Xbox Series X coming out, and I didn't pre-order one. I do want one really bad. I'm still overly excited about it. Because all the cool things that they're gonna do, with the Xbox is even going to be really, really awesome. And I love the shape of it. I actually like the shape of it more than I like the shape of the PS4 5. I am excited about it. I do like the shape, but not as much as I like just that
So you're
really
saying
simple
you like-
square fucking box.
You're saying you like refrigerators more than you like modems.
Yes. Yes.
I
I mean, I eat everything, man. It comes out of a fridge.
I can see that. I do appreciate how clean the Xbox Series X looks. Like
Right.
I respect its simplicity, but it still very much has like a sense of identity.
Right.
That's cool. I like game systems that are ugly and gaudy and like
I think that's why I like the PS5
Yeah.
so much. I'm like, God, this thing kind of looks weird and fucked up.
Yeah.
Like
it looks stupid.
strange.
I love it.
Well,
Like-
you remember me saying, I want a system that just looks like a fucking spaceship. I want something that looks fucking out of this world. I think I said it quite a few times in the past year. But the second I saw like that simple Xbox design, I'm just like, okay, I get it. I
I
get it.
love
No,
the
like
design
I
of
said,
the PlayStation 5 a lot, but it looks like a failed experiment for like a Verizon wireless internet modem.
It does. It does. And if there's one like major design flaw, I guess it's not really a big deal because you're not going to be adjusting this very often.
Right.
No.
But I don't know if you guys have watched like unboxing videos, whatever. The stand
Yeah.
situation really
Yeah.
It's weird.
it's cumbersome
strange.
as
It's
fuck.
it's
Like especially
strange.
you can tell it was designed to be stood up straight. And then like being able to put it on its side was very much an afterthought of like people are going to complain if we don't allow them to do this. How can we
Yeah.
jerry rig this thing up just
I
so
do
that
like
it's possible to put it on its side? And
right.
it's not elegantly
It's
done.
I don't think it is either. I think they should have just put feet on it. I would have been okay having feet on, the side that you're gonna lay.
Yeah.
If you're
or
gonna
just,
do it,
or just not let you lay it
horizontal.
down. I'm
Yeah,
fine
or
with
just-
it too.
Suck it.
Yeah.
yeah, you
I
stand
mean,
that
you
bitch
can only
up. All right?
stand this up.
Yeah.
What you
Stand
gonna
that
do
fucking thing
now?
up.
Yeah,
I do.
you know?
I do understand that, but I think they could have just put feet on it. It is cool. The stand is cool. I'm glad it comes with it. I don't want to purchase
yeah.
another one. I've got a stand for my other systems, and I don't want to purchase another one. All right. But what I do want to do is I wish that Sony would open up other companies, like the one they actually had to shut down for making side panels. I think that
Yeah.
that's absolutely ridiculous.
If they're gonna shut companies down for doing that, they should at least make proprietary panels for the damn console.
Right.
Like, come on, Sony.
I feel like they will. I just think they're like not ready to yet, or whatever. I don't know.
Well, then
I don't know
they-
why they wouldn't be, but I feel like it is a thing that they have planned. If it wasn't the thing they had planned, they wouldn't have shut it down.
Right.
'Cause, you know,
I feel
I
like
get that.
that's the case
because
too,
it
and I
wouldn't be
get
hurting
it,
their
but
bottom
still.
line if that wasn't even a projection of theirs, if they weren't even thinking about like that as a revenue stream.
Come on,
Essentially,
why can't I get
they
my
would just be
Mad
like-
Catz PlayStation 5 panels?
Right, exactly. I've
And,
already thought, I've got a friend of mine that paints cars for a living. I've already thought that I was going to bring the panels to him and have him do something cool on them.
Yeah,
I've already thought
that's
of it.
badass. Mm-hmm.
What's the worst going to
It's-
happen? You change color? Why not?
Yeah,
Right.
fucking A.
And he does a really
But,
good job. I mean, I think I'm not sure how creative he could get with it, but changing it for a solid color, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I might,
But,
I might ask him about it even. Maybe lime green like my car is.
Right? Hell yeah, that'd be badass.
That would
Take
be.
a paint sample from Patrick, and
Well, I think he still has a can of paint from when he painted the front bumper last time I hit raccoons.
Nice.
I gotta stop
There
hitting
you go.
raccoons, man. But either way, I do think that Sony should have opened up somehow, or just allowed it to happen with these side panels. Now, another thing I was thinking about when I was doing that, it would have been cool if they would have found out a way. The white on the controller. Hey, Kelly, pick up your controller.
All right, an excuse to pick up my controller.
Yeah. Okay, hold it just like that. Okay, so you see how it looks like it almost has 3 white panels? It would have been cool if those right there were somehow magnetized and just kind of popped off so you could pop different flavors on it.
That would be dope.
It'd be kind of neat.
That'd actually be dope
That-
because it does. Like you have these
However,
two here, and then obviously that in the middle.
feel like that would be neat, but at the same time, a controller undergoes so much
Correct.
stress.
I
It
was
would definitely
just
be
thinking about the
cumbersome.
projectiles
Yeah.
if someone got mad and threw their controller.
Hey,
Now you
I
have
like to throw controllers. We know this.
3 projectiles.
We know that I throw controllers, and
Right.
this thing is already durable enough as it is. It's a brick. This thing is, let's face it, it's heavy AF for a controller.
He's a
Yeah.
brick.
It's
I
a
would-
brick.
I was gonna
If
say,
it had removable panels, parts would be fucking going everywhere, and I just don't want to deal with that.
yeah, for the system itself, like removable panels is fine. Even like the cumbersome stand thing is whatever because you only touch the system itself so often. It usually just sits there
Yeah.
on the shelf.
Right.
You're gonna touch the
Actually,
system to take the hard drive out and put a new one in. That's
Pretty much.
it.
And I mean, like, you don't even touch the system to turn it on anymore. You just use your controller. So, like, it's not like, 10 years ago when you actually had to physically push the button on the system. I can't remember the last time I actually, like, physically touched my PlayStation.
Right.
I
It's,
touch it to clean the dust off.
I
of it
was
every
going to
once
say,
in a while, and
I
that's it.
physically touch mine all the time still.
No,
in a sexual
you're
way.
a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Accurate.
But,
I want to go over and just say hi to everybody that's coming through in chat. We are not ignoring you, I promise. We do record this podcast live, and we put it on a bunch of different social medias that we actually never even talk about anymore. But most of you already know it's there. Most of our stuff, actually all of our podcasts are on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, which I think is being shut down. I can't remember. Stuff like that. So it's pretty much everywhere.
I mean, you guys know how the internet works.
Yeah, you know how the internet works.
We
The
trust you
interwebs,
to be able to
use them.
find
That's right.
Warehouse Gaming.
I know we are a little bit behind on posting the podcasts to those media outlets. We've had a little bit of a setback here and there, but they will all be posted. I've actually started posting older ones. So if you go into Spotify or iTunes or anything like that, and you go all the way down to the bottom, you're actually going to find some older ones. I just posted number 9, which is called Mormon Bubble Porn.
That's a good one. That's actually a really good one.
It's with my brother. I think it was the only podcast he was ever on, and it was really funny. So definitely go check that out.
Yeah, wasn't it me, you, Tony, and your
brother? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was one of the funnier beginning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't a staple until like 50 something or 60 something. It was a good while.
I also found a couple, the first 3 or 4 of them before Kelly. So that was way back there.
That was
but going over
Tony's.
Have you got to the Wellsome episode yet?
I know where it is. I'm going to though. You're gonna do the Wellsome one. I love that episode. It's one of my favorite episodes. So going back to the chat, I just want to say hi to everybody. Brandon Hagen, how you doing? Peter, Nick, Mama, thank you very much for coming in, hanging out. Ethan, what's up, dude? Who else we got? Eric, what's up? Eric Sticks, I see you in there creeping around. Mark, what's going on? Hello, bro. How you doing? Emily Priest, hello. She says, "Hey, people." Yes. How's it going?
Barely. We're barely people.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Are by definition.
Today, I feel like I'm not a people.
That's right. So I have a question for everybody right now. We're talking about the PlayStation 5 coming out. We're talking about the stand. This kind of goes hand in hand. I have been thinking about where in this room I'm going to put that monstrosity machine. And I finally found a spot. However, I am gonna have to move Eric's lover. If you caught our VR episode when Eric was up here, Yoda was, I think, dancing with him or humping his leg. I can't remember. It was all just a blur.
Yeah, it was.
there was some weird shit happening on screen during Eric's stream.
There were fluids exchanged. It was a big ordeal.
Yeah. So I did find a spot. I'm not super happy with the spot, but at this moment I think it's all I've got.
There were fluids exchanged. I've got a cubby hole. Eric it won't fit in. Catch Rona.
So with that question, do you guys have a spot you would put this thing if you had it right now?
I do actually, and it's literally the only spot on my massive desk that I can put it. It's to my left of first monitor.
Wait, your lefty. Oh, I know exactly where you're talking about.
Next to the actual modem.
He's just gonna have modem PlayStation 5. Nobody's gonna know the difference.
Nice.
They're gonna be like, wait, is that the modem or is that the modem? And I'm gonna be like, they're both the modem.
No, my entertainment center is already well set up for it. I mean, it's had the space since forever. On the top of my entertainment center, I have my Xbox One and the PS4, and in between them I have a couple of like controller chargers, and in between that is a stand that has my VR headset on it, like a VR headset stand. It looks like that.
Oh, I think I've seen a picture of it.
Yeah, and basically I'm just gonna move the controller chargers down, move over the VR, put the PS5 there, so it'll be like that.
That's going to be awesome.
I mean, technically,
the whole thing will be covering your whole TV. It's so
no,
bad.
the TV's a good couple feet above that.
Yeah.
Like my TV is wall mounted a couple of feet above that. The PS5 isn't going to be any taller than that VR headset stand.
Right.
because that's a good.
Oh
That's a
no,
good,
yeah,
like,
that
tall
is
stand
about how
has-
tall it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has the move controller chargers on it. It has a controller charger on it, and it has the stand itself. The stand's a good couple feet tall,
Right.
and there's still a good like half a foot clear.
You know the fucked up thing is my monitors are mounted on 3 individual stands.
Mhm.
The PlayStation 5 is going to be as tall as my left monitor
It will
mounted
be
on the
yeah.
stand.
It'll be
It's just fucked
overshadowing
up
it.
to think. Yeah.
Now I have a question.
And-
This is actually kind of an interesting thing. Mahmoud comes in here and says, "Did you think about hanging it?" Wait, are we talking about the PlayStation 5? I'm not sure. Would that even be possible?
Yeah, of course it would. It's always possible. But,
But like
I mean-
the panels come off. Where would you
The-
hook it?
I mean, I'm sure they'll make brackets for it. Fucking. I mean,
Someone will.
It's honestly, that's something I've been thinking about doing for years now. Actually, is wall mounting my game systems. But the thing is, I have more entertainment center space than I have wall space. So
Right.
that's like
Yeah.
for me, that's not like a logistically sound thing. But like if I ever do move into a house where I have more wall space, whatever, I've seriously considered that, just wall mounting my systems up.
Right.
They
I've
make
always wanted to do
brackets.
that.
Yeah, they make brackets for every system. I guarantee you, they probably, if you look on Amazon right now, they probably already have PS5.
I have one
wall
bracket in here. I don't even actually know where it is anymore, but it holds the Switch.
I remember that. That's cool.
But I've done quite a few different things over the course of years, and now I don't really have a need for it at the moment. Maybe later on, but I've always wanted to mount everything up on the wall. Once I have a house and stuff like that, more space, I'm probably going to do that because it's always been a dream of mine to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I would probably do that with my Switch and my PlayStation 4, considering like
the Switch is easy to do it.
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
Switch is easy. The
Yeah.
PlayStation 4, I don't touch
will
it a
say-
lot, but I
will
use it
say
a
with the-
lot. So
With the PS5, and the Xbox Series X, actually, both of them seem like systems where yes, it'll be possible, but I'm not sure like if either of them, if that would be a flattering thing for either one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I kind of I'm thinking the same thing. It's like why would you want to have a Wi-Fi router hanging on
Oh yeah,
your
but
wall
like
and like a big
Why not?
like the
VCR.
PS4, the PS4 is like a really like kind of flat system. It's a low profile thing, so like having it wall mounted is like it barely sticks out of the wall further than like a painting would. Like it.
And I think
That's a very attractive
yeah.
wall mounted system. Or even the Switch is cool because you just have that dock wall mounted and you just
Yep.
stick your Switch in there, and that's badass.
Yeah, the Switch is easy because it's real low pro.
Yeah.
When I had it on the wall, it was so easy to remove, to undock it and stuff like that. But
But
having
like the PS5
having the
like
Series
the
X come out
curvature-
that far,
Yeah. So
actually,
like I think it will be possible to wall mount them, but with either system, I can't say that
it's been
like,
weird.
that like it doesn't seem like that would be the most attractive option.
Yeah,
Right.
I think I'm pretty much
For
just
either
going to
one.
go for a stand for both of them because I'm eventually going to get the Series X. I mean, I have to as a console.
I mean, you don't
collector.
Yeah, same. I'll get it
have to.
eventually.
I don't.
We will though.
have
I know
to.
we will. I know every
Yeah,
single
don't
one of us is
even
going to
say
do
you
that.
don't have to. You know as well as any of
Yes,
us. We have
yes,
to.
yes.
We
Come
will.
on, Dave.
It's gotta happen, dude.
It's gotta happen,
So-
man.
Gotta
It's
happen.
inevitable.
Okay, so I was just kind of thinking about the Series X on the wall, and I look up, and I don't remember how deep it is, like how wide the base is, or how.
I think the Series
8
X
inch?
is about like that
so 8 inch.
by about that.
Okay,
About-
so I
yeah,
have
about
some
8.
Bose speakers that hang out on my wall that kind of come out relatively. These are, I think, 901s. These come out quite a bit on
Just
my
get
wall.
2 Series X's and
So I'm
mount them
thinking
like
that
they're
that's-
speakers.
I'm thinking that that's about as far as those would come out anyway.
Oh, like I
Probably.
said, it's not that it won't be possible, and it's not that it won't be a viable option. I'm just saying that whereas other systems like the Xbox One X or the PlayStation 4 or the Switch, that may be a more attractive option than just having
Right.
it sit on your entertainment center. I don't feel like the Xbox Series X is going to look better on the wall than it would sitting on a desk.
I get
It's
that.
going to
The
be
PS5
like
would
wall
look better
mounting
on
a
the wall.
speaker.
Yeah.
It's going to come off the wall.
Yeah.
A little
Someone's
bit
going to be like,
farther.
"Hey, that's a really cool computer you have there." I'm like,
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it'll be a neat
that's not a
option for
computer.
people that don't have the desk space or don't have the entertainment center space or whatever. But yeah, I don't see myself doing that as like an aesthetic option.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
no, I totally get that.
I don't really have a whole lot of wall space to hang anything in
Yeah,
my
you
area
really
right
don't.
now.
I think you've got every single spot on your wall taken care of.
Yep. I do.
He got this really cool Cyberpunk 2077 release date poster, and it's really, really, really nice. I like it quite a bit, and where you put it looks really good too, right above that shelf.
Yeah, I mean, as it's my most anticipated game of the year next to Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
Yeah,
it deserves a prime real estate on my wall, and it
fucking
now
prime,
has it.
dude. Prime.
Fucking prime.
dude.
All right, so listen up.
Yeah.
How I couldn't remember earlier, but when is the new release date for 2077?
So the new release date for 2077 is the 10th of December, which actually I'm okay with it being delayed because I would not have the money for the collector's edition right now anyways, like once it ships,
Right,
because that's $249
it's a lot of cheese.
on top of like
lot of
getting
fucking
the
cheese. It's a
ultimate
lot of
edition
cheddar.
of
Damn.
Valhalla, which was 150-ish with
Okay,
shipping.
yeah,
And then the PlayStation 5,
I
which
know,
I'm
I
gonna
know.
be pre-ordering. So
that
like
fucking pocket, dude.
the fact that it's delayed is okay with me, and especially since it's not gonna launch for PS5 immediately.
Right.
They're taking the time to prioritize basically everything with the current gen consoles. So I'm okay with it.
The
The fact is I don't have the money right now.
I think that does make sense. I'm actually really glad. I'm not sure if I mentioned this last time, but Derail actually kind of brought this to my attention. The whole Uplay Plus thing. I didn't even think about it, and he's like, "Why don't you save your money and do Uplay Plus? Because if you have a computer that can handle Legions and Valhalla for $14.99, you can just play both in the month. You know, however many months you feel like paying for it." And then you can just buy them when they're on sale. I kept thinking
Dude,
about it.
Valhalla's gonna look amazing on your PC too.
Yeah, I'm really excited, but the saving money part right now more than anything was really kind of important, and I'm glad I did that. So if anybody's tight on money or this and that, and you have a computer that can handle any sort of medium to high gaming, Uplay Plus is not a terrible option for $14.99. I'm actually really glad that he told me about it. After I purchase both the games, probably early next year, maybe right before my birthday, or maybe for my birthday. Ready? Okay. No takers. I will definitely just get rid of it. I'm not going to do it for an extended period of time, but it's really not a terrible option. So I'm really glad I did that.
In a pinch, it's kind of a good way to save money if you're not looking to immediately buy a game.
Right.
Yeah, right.
They're not paying me to say that. They're not paying any of us to say that. I'm just really glad that one of our, community members told me about it because it helped me save money. So now we tell you about it so you can save money. I have another question here. Robin and I had a little bit of a bet going on. Okay, he thought
a tussle. It's
a little bit of a tussle. All right?
It's a tussle.
It wasn't no
point.
fist to fist stuff because he's down in.
It's more of an exchanging of words.
That's right,
And,
yeah.
opinions.
So if anybody here remembers, Robin said that Cyberpunk 2077 was going to be Game of the Year, no questions asked.
I think
The
it
year
still
it comes
will
out.
be.
Right.
Is it enough time in December 10th to call something Game of the Year? How much is too much time or too little time or whatever to call a game of the year? What has to happen?
But think about it.
What metric are we talking about? Because if you're
think
talking
about
about
it,
like the
though.
actual like game awards or whatever, then no, that's too late.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because
But
I
I
mean,
mean,
Game
it can be by any other standard
Right.
game of the year.
Yeah.
For your own personal opinion, if you think I mean, first of all, if you
No,
think
he said it was going to be called.
Cyberpunk's
like-
even coming out this year, then who knows?
Right.
Okay, so here's
I think
here's
it's
the
gonna be
thing.
Game of the Year 2020 when it finally drops in March of 2022.
At the Game Awards.
Right.
I don't think it'll be called Game of the Year because of the fact that it's releasing so late.
But wasn't
Actually,
that the
game,
bet? Official
I don't
game of the
I don't
year.
think
Official.
official.
I mean,
I don't know because the bet was between you two, but
You know what I did? I posted it
because of it-
in the
Because
fucking
I think, like,
Discord.
what was that?
go
I think,
check
like,
it.
Like, I think it was like Smash Ultimate. I think wasn't eligible for its year because it came out in December or something like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like it's. I think.
dude,
pretty
and,
much,
and
like,
Death
if it came-
Stranding came out so late last year that
Yeah.
it was almost not eligible.
Yeah,
for that.
I think if a game comes out in like December, it's pretty much like they're not even gonna like consider it for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
For whatever stupid ass.
And this right here is why he wanted
makes
to
you wonder.
readdress
It
the
makes you wonder
situation.
because they try to like cram Game of the Year like into that year. It's just like, why don't you just do the Game Awards in like February or something?
Right.
So that way you
For 2020.
honestly,
the whole year
I
to sink
honestly
in.
wondered why they didn't because it would give
Yeah.
people time to judge every
Yeah.
game that year.
That's always made a lot more sense.
I gotta take a real quick
Okay.
moment to thank Allie. Allie, thank you very much for the 150
Yo, Allie,
stars.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that 2-week streak. We love
We
you right to
appreciate
death. Okay, so here, let's go back to the Cyberpunk 2077 thing. I pinned this to the Discord general chat. So that's where I am right now. I'm looking in there at the moment. This is what was said. All right. I, Dave Rollins, aka Dave, D-Man, D-Dog, D-Dog, Sweaty Balls, Baby Mama Honey,
Double D.
promise to give Robin a public apology on stream if Cyberpunk 2077 gets Game of the Year 2020.
Well,
I think I won that. But he does want to readdress it because it was pushed back. Is that fair?
You don't know yet though because some weird shit can happen. Like
the bet was the bet. I don't know.
The-
I mean,
the
It is
bet
the
was the
bet.
bet.
And he was
the bet
going
was
to
the
give.
bet,
I mean,
though.
just because the game got
But-
delayed, considering the game already got delayed like 4 times before, he should have predicted that was a possibility, and it still may get delayed again. I'm at the point now where I'm like, they keep saying, "Oh, it got delayed again." People are like, "Oh no, it got delayed again." I'm like, just rip off the fucking band-aid, delay it for another year. So, like, just do it. Just stop with this 1 month at a time
Right.
bullshit. Just say,
Yeah.
"Hey, it's not coming out till next Christmas.
Right.
Sorry, it's not ready yet."
Yeah.
Like,
And also just
fucking just do it.
right, exactly. Also, real quick, Emily, yes, I do still know that you you need to get that copy, and I plan on sending you a pin for that. I have not forgotten about you on that. Absolutely have not forgotten about you on that. Let's see. Hey, keep in mind Emily's one of our friends, so we kept saying no, we'll get it later. It's we and she kept agreeing with it, but now it's now it's time. She's like, I want my goddamn game. But anyway, we absolutely, there was a chance for it to be delayed, but he did want to renegotiate, and the renegotiation.
When did he come to you to renegotiate?
It
that?
was I think it was about a week ago. So we were gonna do like this renegotiation.
Oh, come
things.
on, Robin.
Technically, you lost the bet. If it is in the fine print, that is true. But he wanted to renegotiate, and the terms are actually more attractive now. The terms are, if I win, he will donate $20 in stars to Winter House Gaming, and I'm okay with that. That's cool. That's very cool. He likes to support us and this community.
Thank you,
If
Robin.
he wins,
I appreciate you, buddy.
If he wins, I will then give him a $20 to $25 gift card to PlayStation Network.
So my question is now, being that since Cyberpunk 2077 is likely out of the question officially to win Game of the Year, Dave, what do you think but officially at the Game Awards,
Here's what I'm gonna-
Game of the Year will be?
Well, I think I'm going to save that for December. Let's save that conversation for December.
Come on now. You gotta
Because we still have to play 2077 if it comes out in December, right?
I
we're
think
gonna
at this
know.
point,
I think you and
it-
I, big time, are going to know within a week if that's our Game of the Year.
Yeah, Well, I think I'll know within the first 10
He's
to
like, I
15
want to
hours.
smell the inside of the box, and boom. but for real, I honestly think so. I think the new terms are going to be if it gets Game of the Year ever. Not that it doesn't have to be this year, next year, any year, doesn't matter. If it gets Game of the Year ever.
It's weird though, because how would it get Game of the Year ever if it's released this year? It's kind of a gray area.
Well, that leaves
seeing
it quite open though.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is like they wouldn't give it Game of the Year next year. It's a 2020 game.
So maybe I just won the bet.
I think you just won the bet because it's being released so late that how could it be accurately judged?
I'm trying to find a way for Robin to win without like me just giving it to him. You know,
the thing about it is like it's such a gray area because it's still a game that comes out in 2020.
True,
but it's so late in 2020 that it's a game that you're going to want to delve 40 to 60 hours in, and like late December.
I honestly hope it's way more than that.
I mean, the thing about it is like you're going to want to play through it more than once. The developer said to get the entire gist of 2077, you're going to, and to see in every angle,
right? You're
going to want to play through it more than once, which is something I'm going to do. I plan to platinum.
I hope it's
as
good as the hype is, man. The hype is so fucking real, man.
I'm kind of over the hype at this point, just because it's been delayed so many times. I'm just like, when I get the game and I play it, I'm going to be really hyped.
I want to be as blown away.
I'm just kind of holding my expectations.
I want to be as blown away as I was with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because I was over the fucking moon with that at every single
I think we
angle,
all were.
Everything that happened, I was over the moon excited.
Like I was always excited for Cyberpunk, and I still am. But I don't know, like even just watching the pre-release stuff and everything, like it looks really cool.
He's like,
but
man, I'm tired.
It's never tapped into that, like, oh my god, like that looks like the most amazing gameplay experience I'll ever have in my life, kind of like.
Right.
It's just kind of like, yeah, it looks like a cool game. It looks like, Deus Ex Human Revolution 2.
I don't know.
Maybe
it's just
like just kind of.
Maybe it's just the RPG nerd in me that's like the reason that I'm loving this game.
You fucking nerd.
So much. I know. Fucking.
But I mean, that was me with Final Fantasy VII Remake. So like, I get that.
Yeah, you know that feeling that you got, that specific feeling that is hard to replicate. When you got Remake.
Yeah. It was amazing.
I want that. I want that again.
I mean, I feel like objectively looking back at it, I feel like a large amount, at least for me anyway, a large amount of that feeling was nostalgia, like just pure.
Yeah. I mean,
unadulterated nostalgia,
enough to hold you.
Because like, even when I was playing it,
enough to hold you.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
I will throw something.
Uh-oh. Yeah, go ahead, throw it at your fucking computer monitor. Let's see how that goes. I adored Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't know if I loved it as much as I wanted to, though.
So that feeling you didn't get with it.
Okay, here's the thing. I did get that feeling in moments. I did get that feeling. The game felt kind of drawn out, a little too drawn out for me.
Right.
I knew it was going to be extended. I knew that, like, because of the fact that they were taking what would normally be a 5-hour segment of the original game and stretching it across a 40-hour campaign, I knew that it was going to feel a little bloated at parts. And granted, they did add new stuff. Most of the areas in the game, a lot of the areas in the game, I felt just kind of overstayed their welcome just a little bit. And I'm like, I would have preferred the game if it was 10 hours shorter.
Oh,
like, it was that the game was almost too long for what it was, in my opinion. I love the gameplay. I love everything about it except for that.
So let's go back to the spots where you thought was just kind of stuck around a little too long. You talking about like the slum areas? Because I felt like
most of the game was the slum areas, but yeah, I'm talking about literally almost every segment of the game. Like
Yeah, I get that.
literally, like I thought every portion of the game was amazing, but each part of the game, like it got to this point where like by the time I was like 3/4 of the way through a certain portion of the game, I was ready to be done with that portion of the game. I was like,
Right.
all right, come on, wrap this up now. I'm ready to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And yet there was still another like 2 hours left in that area.
I get
Every
that.
single part.
I get that.
And I'm just,
I've
right,
been
all right,
in those
this is
positions
great.
before.
I love this. I'm ready for the next thing.
Yeah, I have been in those positions before where I'm just like, okay, I'm ready. This is gone on for a little bit too long. It's time to move on. A lot of those type of games, like let's say that happens to me, and then I end up dying a little too many times. Those are the type of games that I end up putting down. I end up putting down and not going back to them for probably an extended period of time, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, that's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Staying at a place too long because you're dying is one thing, because that's like,
Well, no,
you know what I mean?
I'm talking about like,
Yeah.
okay, so if you're in like one specific place and it's taking you too long, and then you get to like, let's say you think you're at the end, but you're not, but then you die, but you've been in it for so long anyway. That's the type of stuff that I probably would not go back to.
Okay.
Only out of just you know, pure frustration is all that is. It's just frustration, but
Right,
I feel
get
you.
that.
I do feel you.
Yeah.
I thought a few of the
And-
slum parts were just everything dragged on so
Yeah.
long, and
just-
maybe 10 hours. Maybe that was
Yeah.
a little
That's what I'm saying,
bit.
because it's like what, like a roughly 40-hour game to finish. If they
Mhm.
Yeah, it was like
Compacted it up a little
39
bit.
hours,
Right.
which
if
is
they,
40
if they
hours
compacted
basically.
a little bit, turn it into a 30-hour game instead of a 40-hour game, like yeah, sure, there would have been some backlash from people saying like, oh, it's a Final Fantasy game that only takes 30 hours to finish.
It's too yeah, blah, blah, yeah.
like
Yeah.
I
The typical RPG
granted,
people
also,
that are
I'm-
like, this game's
right.
too short.
right. And granted, of course, I'm in a specific situation where like I've in my age and you know being a full-time worker and a parent and all that stuff,
Calm down, Grandpa.
Calm down. Yeah, no, it's true. But like, you know, whereas when I was 18 years old and I had nothing but time on my hands, yeah, I would have eaten up a fucking, you know, 150-hour game like it was nothing. But now like I've come to appreciate more concise experiences.
Right.
So I don't, when a game doesn't respect my time, it frustrates me. And that's I loved Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it skirted that line very, very dangerously at times,
Yeah.
where I'm like, I've been sitting here playing for 5 hours and I haven't even got to the next.
You're
segment
telling
of
me
the
this
game
is
yet.
only
Right.
Midgar.
Get it? Oh, I knew it was only Midgar the whole time. That was fine, but just
no,
you
but
know,
I mean, like
keep the pace
Midgar
up.
was
Keep the
Midgar
pace
was
up.
like a 5-hour segment
Yeah.
of the original Final
But I
Fantasy.
mean, you know, if they
VII,
added enough,
so
if they added enough areas or kept it concise enough, I would have been fine with that. Like, I just hope
Right.
that future installments don't pad out the areas as much as that. Like,
Right.
I'd rather have either a shorter game or more
If-
diverse
Right,
content. And
right. If you're gonna try to please everybody, do me a favor, don't, and just please me.
yeah, how hard is that?
Well, that's that's the gamer way.
It's
Screw
the only
everyone
way,
else.
Dave
I'm
pleaser.
important.
Exactly. But I do completely get that.
You're
I
so
think...
selfish. We're talking about me here.
Exactly. I do understand that notion that you're talking about. But I also know that it's super difficult to really please gamers.
Oh yeah.
Incredibly difficult. So
Yep.
how do you do it? Maybe you don't.
Oh,
Maybe you just do the best that you
That's
can and
why
just
a lot of
fuck everybody
developers
else.
make games for themselves, and then if people like,
yeah, they're
them,
called indie games.
And I mean, right.
I
Well,
seriously think
no.
indie games
Seven
are for
Rock.
themselves, and then other games are just for money.
Granted, I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake, I will say this about it is, I feel like it's been long enough now that we don't have to worry about spoilers that much for
We
it.
don't.
If you haven't
Whoa,
beat Final
careful!
Fantasy VII Remake,
I haven't played that game.
if you haven't
Just
if
kidding.
you haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake, if you haven't beat it, I know you might think, oh, I know the story of Final Fantasy VII. You know, just cover your ears for a minute. But you know, at the end of the game, they basically kind of like retcon the Final Fantasy VII lineage and say like, hey, they kind of erased that timeline to the point where now
Right.
other things can happen within the universe. That it had a kind of a meta commentary of like, it's not a remake of Final Fantasy VII. They're
But a reimagining.
remaking
Right.
Final Fantasy VII. They're reimagining the universe. They're going to be
Right.
changing plot points, whatever, moving forward. So in a sense, that kind of was them just making the game they wanted to make, because fans for so long have been like getting on Square Enix's ass like, hey, remake Final Fantasy VII for us, damn it, that's all we want Final Fantasy VII again. And they're like, oh, we'll fucking remake it for you.
No, we're gonna
Oh, yeah.
remake
Boy,
it.
howdy will we.
It might not
howdy.
be the remake you're looking for.
Yeah. And
All right.
honestly, I kind of respect that amount of balls on their part to just kind of say like, oh yeah, you know, that whole
I do too, Eric. Actually,
I mean, I'm
because
scared. I'm scared of what will become of the plot,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I respect it. because
I'm
they
right there
do
with you, Eric,
fans would
because
go,
the ending of
outraged.
Midgar in the remake is so much different than
Right.
the original. And I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. And when it hit them, it met a lot of controversy, actually.
Okay.
So kudos to them. But yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move on to something that's kind of a trigger warning. Okay, this is an absolute.
Hey, I'll head this
100%
one up.
trigger warning. I'm not sure if I don't think we've mentioned it yet, but it's something that we have to talk about because actually maybe we already did. PlayStation 5s will not be available for in-store launch day. Did we talk about? No, we didn't.
No, we didn't
really.
talk
We
about
did it
this.
before
So
the
this is,
podcast, so I feel like we did. You know what I mean?
So you feel like we did,
So-
but in essence, we didn't.
So, yeah,
So
PlayStation 5s again will not be available for purchase on launch day in stores. That's
So
actually
if
a
you
huge
have-
decision. That's a
Yeah.
crazy decision.
And the way they put it, it was because of the current crisis and everything happening in the world. They don't
My
want people
corona.
lining up in front of my corona. Yeah, they don't want people lining up in front of stores and causing a ruckus, to try and get their hands on a PS5 that store is
And I get
inevitably
it.
not going
Do
to
we
have
think-
for them.
That's actually a pretty smart decision on their part.
Okay.
It's annoying from my point of view, but it's smart.
I was
Oh,
gonna.
yeah,
I was
I
just
mean,
gonna
annoying
ask.
from my
I was just
point
gonna
of
ask
view,
for,
but-
for randomness. Do we think that's the only reason?
I think it's one of the reasons.
Okay.
I don't think it's the only reason, but
Something
I do
just
think
feels a little fishy. Because that's a massive decision. That's a massive decision.
I think it's also just because they don't have
mean-
the stock to
I mean,
physically
they're-
sell to people.
even if they do have the stock,
That's kind of where I was going
they're-
with that.
they're going to sell those systems anyway,
Yeah.
even if they do have the stock. So I don't think they're too worried about like even if, I mean, obviously they'd be worried if they don't have the stock. Then yeah, no, then that there's a very strong possibility that is part of the reason. But even if there is like enough stock, it's not going to hurt their bottom line to say like, oh well, we're not going to put these in stores on
Right.
launch day for the safety of people. We're going to like trickle them out over the
Yeah.
week or two or whatever,
So-
or have it only as like in-store pickup order or something.
My
whatever.
thing is
Like either way, they're going to sell those systems. They know that any systems that they manufacture
Yep.
and ship to stores within the next year
Gone.
are going to sell
Yeah.
the second they hit the store shelf. So that's, if they have the stock, that's not really going to
no, it's
hurt them to
it's not going to hurt them.
put the-
But the thing is like
on launch day.
you remember when everyone dropped the PS5 early, like every online retailer, they dropped it early. I think this
I
is
still
to
have
kind
nightmares.
of to mitigate overselling the system, which they don't have from these retailers.
I feel like it would be easier to oversell something online than it would be in person. Though.
It definitely is, but
Yeah.
you never know.
You never know. Okay, this is what Sid Schumann wrote. Okay, Sony's Sid Schumann. All day of launch sales will be conducted through the online stores of our retail partners. No units will be available in store for purchase on launch day, November 12th or November 19th, depending on your region. Please don't plan on camping out or lining up at your local retailer on launch day in hopes of finding a PS5 console for purchase. Be safe, stay home, and place your order online. Now,
So that does give me some hope, though, that day of launch online at some of these retailers, you will be able to get some
I guarantee you right
Orders
now.
placed.
Okay, this is a Dave guarantee that they will have just as hard of time finding one, and with the crashes that are going to happen, than we did on the other launch day. The nightmare of fucking 22nd.
I think it'll just be another
third
nightmare.
nightmare of 2020. You know what I mean? But the reality is, it's going to be a nightmare. So have your trigger fingers ready. Have everything open. Open up Google Chrome. If you don't have one, you want to get one on launch day, do yourself a favor. Pull up your computer, open up Google Chrome, download the extension that is called Super Easy Auto Refresh. You can set it to auto refresh your page every 10 seconds. You can set it every single individual page from every vendor, which is how I got the PlayStation 5. It's not a bot, it's just a refresh. That's all it was. That right there is how I got it. I set every single page to 10 seconds, and I waited, and waited, and waited, and waited. 2 hours later, boom, done. So, just be prepared. Be over-prepared even. But also be prepared not to get one. Because that will and can happen. But anyway. I still think it's kind of, I don't know. It just seems too convenient to use COVID as an excuse not to do something when there's a possibility that they have already oversold the amount that they have, I guess. But I definitely think by the end of 2021, I wonder how many PS5 systems they've sold right now as a whole collective. I'd like to know that answer. I'm not sure if I've seen it yet.
I can tell you it's way over the amount of PS4s they sold at the time of PS4's initial.
Yeah, there was an
launch.
article about that. I remember you talking about that.
But
Yep.
What was that, Eric?
I don't know though. Like, I mean, I get what you're saying, that to use COVID as an excuse is like kind of easy out.
A scapegoat.
However,
if you
at
will.
the same time, assuming that is the only reason, think of how much heat they would get for putting units in stores on launch day and causing huge crowds to occur.
I get
at
that.
at every retailer.
That's
like,
true.
It's
a lot of
like,
slack.
Like they would get a lot of fucking heat for that, because people probably would get sick, fucking camping outside of stores trying to get the system.
It's
and
true.
They would come under fire for like, hey, why didn't Sony do something to mitigate that possibility?
Yeah, someone's got to pay for
people
this.
Congregating, of people.
Well, I
congregating
think that is part of it.
retailers
I
to get the
think that's
PlayStation
only
5.
one part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate to your argument here of just.
No, I totally get that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, there's no way for us to know exactly what the answer is, but I do feel like
we're not Sony, so we can't really tell for sure what their true motive is.
And if they feel
valid arguments for both sides is all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they feel confident enough that you can get one online that day, or as many as, however they think they're going to do that, maybe there will be enough stock. Maybe there will be.
We don't know.
Maybe they feel super confident 100,000 consoles by the end of 2021.
They could pull it right out of their ass.
Maybe they already hit it. I don't know. But yeah, it's fun. It's going to be fun to see what happens. I'm really nervous. I haven't even gotten they haven't even charged me for mine yet. And I've gotten no information on it. I did receive an email a couple weeks ago or a week ago that says, your system's about to ship. Make sure your information's correct. And I looked at it and, it looks all right. Yeah, it doesn't have Eric's address on there, so I was half expecting it to.
It has my address on there, actually.
That's right. It's just my address.
I'll just have to drive across Florida and bug Chris. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Wait. Yep. Do you want me to send? Is he in here?
Send Chris's PS5 to my address.
First. Tell him it got lost. It got lost, and you could just play it for like 5. Is this live? Got lost. It looks like it's
so
stuck.
weird. It looks
Oh.
like they sent your PS5 to my address, Chris. Isn't that
Oh, it's so strange. Or
so
it's stuck in like
strange.
New
I
Hampshire
can't
somewhere.
believe that.
Bummer.
Man. Oh, well, you know,
It's stuck
I'd hate to see it go to waste to not be used for these.
Oh, it's
for this
terrible. Terrible,
week, or
dude.
however long it takes.
Let
for
me
to
just
get my own
download my
copy.
profile onto it and
What are you gonna
kindly
do?
put it to use for you.
I bet he wouldn't appreciate that. I was waiting for him.
Probably
To,
not.
I was waiting for him to fucking comment. And he'd be like, "You saw how he said do it and see what happens, Dave."
I
He
don't
did.
think he would appreciate that.
I was
don't think
fucking
he would.
waiting. Yeah, but anyway, it's gonna be awesome. We're very excited. I'm excited to see, some information on the Xbox next Tuesday. I'm sure there's gonna be loads and loads of cool YouTube videos because of that.
Oh yeah.
When I get the PlayStation 5, I will definitely be doing a little unboxing for you guys. I'll make sure it's up the same exact day. We will also
Hey,
be
you never
testing out
know.
Chris's unit to see if it could be submerged in water. That's a whole different story. We're gonna make it work either way. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Chris is
so,
gonna kill you, dude.
yeah, you might.
Yeah. So if we get ours the same day, Dave, we could possibly do an unboxing together.
Dude, I'm gonna be home all day. If you get
I am
yours,
too.
okay, wait, you wouldn't get yours same day. You have to order
I
it that day.
probably
It's
would.
gonna take a few days.
If I order mine
Online, it's got to ship.
online, say I order mine this coming morning or something like that.
We'll figure it out.
I probably should get it around the same day.
We'll figure it out. Either way, I'm off that day, and I'll be sitting here waiting all day. I'm going to put. This is super nerdy. I'm gonna want to play video games that day, so I'm gonna put a camera out the window, so I can have like my monitor up, so I can watch and wait for the fucking whoever's dropping it off. I fucking don't know. Does that sound terrible and stupid?
Dave, that sounds
No.
like only something that you would do.
Like a weird creeper would do? I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick a fucking camera out the window.
Next
I'm gonna
thing
sit
you
here
know,
all
you
day
see
long.
you see UPS drive up with Dave's PS4
gonna
and then
start
me
yelling.
hop out of my car
Yeah.
and I run up and grab
UPS
it,
calls the
run
cops.
back to my
He calls the cops. There's a creepy guy trying to climb out his window. I'm not sure why he has a camera, but what are you gonna do? Guys, you got anything closing to add on that?
Hey, how's our experience with Watch Dogs Legion been?
Oh yeah, fuck. We
Yeah.
haven't even talked about that. I forgot
Considering
about
this
that.
guy here is in it.
These guys. That is true. That is true. Not physically his face, but his soothing fucking sounds. His soothing sounds. Eric,
His
tell us about that
soothing
real
voice.
fast.
Well, yeah. Of course, I always talk about the Beyond Good and Evil collaboration, which I was significantly more involved in. But for Watch Dogs, I'm in a few of the songs in Watch Dogs Legion. Anybody who's been playing the game has probably seen, like, on the radio stations, sometimes you'll see a song pop up from artist Hit Record, and I am in 4 of them. I have backing vocals in both Awaken the Anarchy and Welcome to the Revolution. And I have some guitar in Got You Runnin' and Unite and Conquer.
And his name is, in fact, in.
In the credits.
The credits.
In the credits. 4 times.
I was trying to find it. Yeah,
Count them. Count them 4.
I was trying to find
One
it
for
on
each
here
song.
because I know that you posted like the picture of it, and I was trying to find the picture.
Yeah.
But
No, it's it is one of the most surreal experiences, as someone who's been a gamer and a musician for most of my life, to actually, like, hear music that I worked on, even the songs that I'm not in. Like, I've seen the songs grow from the ground up, from a basic concept into a full-fledged song.
that is
via
really
Hit
cool.
Record. So, like, it's just it's such a surreal experience to, like, be driving around in the car and hear myself. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's my voice. I'm listening to my fucking voice in a video game right
That's
now.
fucking awesome.
Like, what?
Yeah, that is a
It blows my
surreal
mind.
experience. That is something that
It is.
you would absolutely
And
never
my name
think
in
in a million
credits.
years would be
Yeah.
even possible.
Yeah,
But
and it's
We are going to
Yeah.
continue to be proud of you, Eric. Absolutely.
And what's funny is, I'm in the game and I've barely touched the game so far. These two have both played the game significantly more than
Yep.
I have.
Yep.
I've played like 4 hours of it so far, if that.
21 and a half.
And
30 hours.
Yep.
yeah.
So it's the game.
It just goes to show that these guys can't get enough of my voice.
We fucking love it. I sit in the car and just all the
Yep.
this is
Yep.
I knew
just
it.
repeat. Okay,
I just
so
make a playlist out of those songs.
exactly. So, Watchdog Legions is a massive. It's actually a surprise, and I'm going to tell you why. For me, it's a surprise. I got Watch Dogs 1 on day 1. Okay, I played it. I had a terribly difficult time getting into it. I'm not even really sure why. I think the controls were just very weird. I was trying to compare it to Grand Theft Auto kind of thing because it felt so incredibly Grand Theft Auto with a bunch of different mechanics that you can do, technology, stuff like that. I loved the idea of being able to trigger your stoplights, your little ramps that you have, all that stuff. But I couldn't be pulled into it. Fast forward to Watch Dogs 2. I was, again, excited. They changed a few things around. They said this was going to revolutionize things, multiplayer, stuff like that. I gave it probably 10 to 15 hours, and it was very difficult. Very, very difficult. Watch Dogs Legion, however, feels so incredibly good for some reason. I think I'm not even sure. I couldn't even tell you the massive differences because it just feels like a totally different new game. The controls for the character are perfect. All your technology is on par. The fact that I don't have to worry about what my person looks like. I'm not a big character creation kind of guy. I know that Kelly gets wicked hard into it. He'll spend like an hour just on facial expressions and fucking abs. But the reality is, I just don't do that. I think you get into it a little bit, Eric. Yeah. So I'm the guy that hits random. I find, just whatever kind of looks cool, and I go with it. I don't waste a lot of my time doing that stuff. So that's another thing I really like about it. But you can become almost every single person that you see. The mechanic to hire or become or befriend or add them to your big posse of people for the Dead Sect is amazing. And all of them are procedurally generated on what they have for specs. Mm-hmm. And weapons and stuff like that. Vehicles, it doesn't even matter. The sky's the limit. Yeah. It's unreal. It is one of the coolest mechanics I've seen in a very, very long time.
I think they did a really, really good job with that aspect of it, the procedurally generation.
And you're in London. You're in London. Everything feels different. Every time you walk into a building, it feels different.
Dave and I can have the same character with the same specs, but they can look and feel 100% different.
Yours has
because
pants,
of the
mine's
procedural
naked.
Exactly.
What are you gonna do?
One thing I will say is funny is because of the fact that they're kind of randomized. Like I said, I haven't put a ton of time into the game yet, but I have noticed that sometimes there are only so many voice actors they have. Only so many.
It's true.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is like a randomized character model with one of the pre-recorded voices. And sometimes the voices don't seem to match the character.
I agree with that because I saw an old lady with a voice that sounded like she belonged on a 1-900 number.
Yeah.
And I was both aroused and confused.
Hey, exactly. How could you tell that she hadn't previously worked on that?
That's true.
And that's not even really a gripe. That's more of one of those things where it's just kind of quirky and funny. But
I see what you did there. Right? No, you're just saying with the game, it's okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. I for a second, I thought you were saying that I made a joke about
No.
Well,
the game developers themselves.
Does it come that naturally to me now that I don't even realize when I make great jokes? Oh, damn.
Nailed it.
No good jokes. But it's just kind of cheeky and hilarious when, you get a big a big muscle man kind of guy that you expect to have. Oh yeah, I'm a deep voice guy.
Yep.
And then,
Hello, mate.
how you doing? Oh god, what?
I will
That's
tell you,
not
some
the
of
voice I
the
expected out of him.
they
Okay.
swear a lot. Like,
Yeah.
a lot. And then Peter comes in, and he actually lives in London somewhere. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he lives in London somewhere. And I asked him, I was like, "Is this normal?" He goes, "Oh yeah, it's normal. Exactly what it is." So when I said bloke
Cool.
at work today,
Piss off, you dirty bloke.
I just
I almost sounded more Irish.
it did actually.
Well, I mean, I am more Irish than I am English,
Totally
so I
makes
guess
sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So someone looked at me funny, and I said, "Sorry, I've been in London quite a bit the past few days." What are you gonna do?
Well,
But I love the dialogues. I think it's I also think it's funny that if you guys happen to see a really nice little drum circle on the side of a forest or whatever the hell on the outskirts of the town, and you go over to it and they're playing music and everyone's having a good time, don't stand there too long, because the closer you get to people, the more violent they become, and then
Right.
they start pushing you around. So I got beat up pretty bad by a guy with a guitar.
one thing I think
I've
is
never
funny-
fully recovered.
Nice.
And this is in real life, not the game.
Right.
Kandeska Extreme, dude. Kandeska Extreme is just terrible.
One thing I think is funny is one of the last like open world Ubisoft games that I really dove into. I think the last one I really dove into was Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which of course takes place in London, but
Mhm.
Industrial era London. So it's funny because things are still kind of sort of laid out the same, because it's still it's still the
Right.
same fucking place.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of funny, like looking at the map of Watch Dogs and being like, actually having some familiarity to it, because
That's
like,
cool.
oh yeah, that's right. There's the
Dude,
river
I've-
that goes across there, and there's like,
I will
it's
tell you
still-
though, I fucking love this game. I'm enjoying it so much.
I'm in the same boat with you, Dave.
I'm trying to beat
I
it as
have
fast as I
enjoyed it.
can before Valhalla comes out, but I'm
Dude,
still
it's crazy.
I
Valhalla
find myself just,
shipped out for me today. My copy of Valhalla shipped
you're getting it Saturday morning.
probably
My prediction Saturday.
Saturday.
Where'd you get it from?
GameStop. They actually
Oh,
ship really
ugh.
quickly. No, dude.
Maybe.
Any time that I've ever got anything from GameStop, I've gotten it within 2 days of them shipping it.
Okay.
It's weird, man. They ship quick, actually.
If you have it by Saturday morning, you will stream it.
Okay. If I have it by Saturday morning, I'll stream
If
it.
not, I think Saturday morning we're doing some Sea of Thieves.
Absolutely.
What's funny too is I'm trying to get Watch Dogs finished. I definitely want to platinum it, especially since I'm in it. I can't. not
I'm
platinum a
platinuming
game
it,
that I'm
Eric.
in.
It's honestly, I looked at the trophy list. It's something that's
Yeah, no, it seems
doable.
very doable.
yeah, it's
honestly.
doable.
But,
I'm already
um,
30%
Yeah,
of
so
the
I'm
way
like,
there.
I
so-
really want to buckle down and beat that, and then start going through my backlog more. I want to go back and play Death Stranding more finally, and like all these other games. So like yesterday, I had like a good 5-hour chunk of time where I'm like, I can really sit down and get some good gaming done. More so than usual. So I played Monster Hunter World.
Wow.
Seems like something you
Wow.
would do.
Of all the
I-
fucking things, dude. For real.
I'm past the 500-hour mark in it now, and I'm still going at it. I still haven't platinumed it.
Wow.
Still working on it. And then they have a platinum for Iceborne too, which I'm nowhere near close to that one. So, yeah.
So what does the
There you
platinum
have it.
even
That's-
require for Monster Hunter World?
Everything. It requires everything, Kelly.
Every-
All of the things.
What
I
did
don't
it-
know if I can
what did
give
it
it
cost?
everything.
At what cost?
Everything.
Ugh. What are you
It's
gonna
just-
do, man? What are you gonna do?
It keeps me coming back. It keeps me coming back. I don't know why. It has
It
Monster
keeps
Hunter
you
World
coming.
has me by the balls.
Quick,
Gigante, let go of my balls. Is-
grab the shaft and punch the head.
Gigante.
That fucking thing is cool, dude.
Meet.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
They should have made it as big as the
Oh.
Alduin Skyrim. Bigger, the Alduin Skyrim one.
They should have.
They should have made it that big, but what are you gonna do?
Or as big as
Mine's back there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, there you got it. You got it. Fucking up. Sweet.
Of course.
I love that. Now I have this hole on my fucking shelf. I think it's still a hole. I haven't even filled it yet. It's just there. What are you gonna do?
Fill your holes, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, that seems like a good spot to cut off the podcast.
Oh, listen to this real quick.
Pornographic.
November. Well, actually, the lineup for PlayStation Now. F1 2020. I don't care. Rage 2 is gonna be on there.
Hey, come on now.
That's kinda cool.
F1 2020. I'd fuck with that.
I was just looking at it real quick.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
would.
guys, we are out of here. I'm fucking tired. These guys are tired. I think Eric's horny. But what are you gonna do? We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you very much. And
Oh yeah, and the PlayStation app updated, and it's cool.
oh fuck yeah,
Yeah.
go check the PlayStation app. It's
Check
amazing.
the PlayStation app. If you have it downloaded, go fuck
Yeah,
with it.
it's clean. It's nice.
amazing.
That's right. Fuck it. All right,
Great
bye
update.
guys.